What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dice House on our DCO commentary. I'm bringing this commentary here today for you guys to talk about some of the DLC6, stuff going on, some of the things going on, it's like as far as in-game stuff and the stuff that's taking place, currently with like the server issues we've been having and everything. Right here, this is first up, lair duels. This was my first lair duel win. Here, I really hate Wolf DPS. I'm starting to learn here that these are like entirely different 1v1s that I'm used to. Granted, I've never claimed to be, great at 1v1s, but I've always been able to kind of hold my own. But I kind of feel like Fezzik from Princess Bride in these things now because, it's like, whenever I go to, Fight Club or anything like that, or Gang Club as it is, I'm used to like 3 or 4 people, trying to jump me and gank me and all that. So, I'm used to having to fight groups, and it seems like, to me at least, I do a lot better when I'm going up against groups of people by myself than just going up 1v1 against somebody. I'm not sure why that is, but they're definitely not fair fights, that's for sure. Not fair fights at all. I've run into somebody, who popped snowman on me twice in there, and that was ridiculous. And from hearing from some of my buddies and all that, they've been running into a lot of some hard times with the backup and all that. Calling like 3 backup on you and everything like that. The perks are definitely nice to use. I've fully upgraded my orbital strike and my tactical mods, like I said I was going to. I've got the first 2 things for support, supply drop, the sidekicks and the backup and all that. And I've been testing them out and everything like that. And all that. The backup is an interesting one because they change with depending on your theme, the theme of the lair that you get them from. So if you have 2 layers, but your main layer is like a deco theme, and you've got a cave lair somewhere else, you can go to the dispenser there and get the backup out of the dispenser at the cave layer, and you'll have the cave layer backup, which are these gnarly looking robots, and they're actually pretty cool. I'll show them off in another video for you guys. I didn't have them at this time when I recorded this here, but this is the Ace Chemicals open world stuff and all that. I'm not really, I'm slightly annoyed at the fact that you have to do the open world missions 5 times before you can go inside. However, I do like the fact that, when you do the mission once and all that, you get a piece of the gear. So there's no, having to farm it and hope you get a piece of the gear out of there. So, that's pretty cool. I do like that. I actually would prefer if they were to start doing that from now on with gear in this game, because it's very frustrating, farming instances over and over and over again. And hoping that you're going to get the piece that you want. I actually prefer this. This is a much nicer way. You go and do the content, and you're guaranteed that when you complete it, you're going to get that piece of gear, or you can get this piece of gear. You still need the hands. You can go in there and you can get the hands. So I really do like that. Having to wait every 5 days, a little annoying, but understandable. It'd be a lot more understandable though if the gear was better than Tier 4 gear. Though, which I find really weird that the only gear that's better than Tier 4 right now is the Norseman gear, and you have to use replays, or not use replays, but it still ends up costing you marks to do that, and it's only very, very, very slightly better than Tier 4 gear. So I don't know. But that being said, do not take the open world content lightly if you guys haven't done it yet, or if you're working up to doing it. You do have to have combat rating of 70 to do the open world content for home turf. You don't have to, you have to be level 12 to get a deed for a lair, so you don't have to. So there's no combat rating requirement for that, but you do have to have a combat rating of 70 to do the open world content and do the indoor content as well, instances and stuff. But do not take it lightly. Even if you are full tier 4, as you can see right here, I went in, I got in over my head, and yeah, I probably should have bailed out of there. That. Another thing too, especially if you're going around doing it by yourself, do it on the PvE side. Save yourself the frustration of getting ganked. I got ganked by 3 villains up there later after that moment right there, and was quite annoyed by that. So I went over to the PvE side to finish it up. I went around and did more of it, and then I came back here. Strikers Island stuff. I'll show that stuff off to you guys in another video when I have better video of it. I was getting extremely frustrated at Strikers Island, and yeah, it's not my best work, but I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, it was outside Strikers stuff. Some of that's pretty difficult. I definitely recommend, especially, and with the Ace Chemical stuff too. Group up with some people. Get at least one person and all that go around with you. One of your buddies go around there. If you get an alert size group to go around with you, makes it make it a lot easier. You don't necessarily need a tank, but having a controller and a healer and a couple DPS in there just makes it all that much more fun. I mean, because then you got people you can sit and chat with, joke around with, and stuff like that. And you guys can go around, help each other out if you get different daily missions, because there are a lot of different daily missions that you can get. And so, I mean, going around helping each other do those and all that, it makes you go by quicker, makes it easier, less frustrating. And all that. But once you do one portion of the mission, all that, you go back and you talk to somebody else. You talk to the guy again, and then he's going to give you another mission, or you just may end up having to go straight back to talk to the foreman and all that. However, you can only get one of these daily missions a day, unless you use 12 replay badges to reset it. As far as doing all this to help you gear up towards your tier 4 gear, this will definitely help you. Will help do it faster. I mean, obviously, if you're earning, I think it's a total of 6 marks a day right now. I may be wrong. Maybe 4 or 5 marks daily. Between the missions and the bounties and stuff. It may only be 4. I'll have to take a look at it again. But yeah, you're gonna be able to get your tier 4 gear up pretty quick with it, and then you'll be able to start trading those Marks of War in for Marks of Triumph, so you can pay your rent. So yeah, I mean, as I went through and I upgraded my mainframe and stuff like that, and from 10,000 down to like 2,600, and I was like, oh man. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to maintain this or not. I have to do a lot of PvE. But if I'm doing it with my league, doing it with my buddies and all that, I mean, I don't mind doing the PvE so much. It's not that bad. I mean, I do like to do the PvE content. I just don't like the fact that I gotta go into stuff. I'm not going. I'm not going to get into it again. But there's that Orbital Strike again. I love that Orbital Strike. The Orbital Strike looks so beast. Having a lot of fun. Now, as far as other new stuff they've introduced in the game here, I don't want to forget about this. There's new collections, investigations, and briefings. I'm going to have a link in the description below for you guys. It's a list that somebody from the PC test server compiled for all of these things. And props to him. Shout out to him. Here, let me see what his name is real quick. His name is Starbuck. Starbuck from the Fanboys League. Put this list together and all that of naming all the collections and investigations and briefings. He's actually got map locations for the investigations and briefings on there. However, my good friend Brittany, she put together a video for you guys to watch. I will have an annotation right here and a link for it also in the description for you guys to go and check out her video where, you know, she goes around and she shows off all the locations for all the investigations and briefings. It's a little bit easier to go around and find it that way. But yeah, definitely check that out. The collections give you the amenities. So if you want like a bank or a mailbox or R&D vendor, or, you know, respec station, sparring dummy, all that stuff, you gotta complete the collections up to do them. All right, and this is the Morrowbot bounty here we had here. Make sure that you know, kind of steer clear of him before you don't get too close, because he will one-shot you without you even starting the fight. So yeah, be careful of that. That's what happened to me. But other than that, though, I've been having a lot of fun with this content. I'm curious how you guys feel about it and what you guys think. I know the server issues and all that are being kind of a pain, but they're working on it. They're working on it, you know, diligently, or else they wouldn't be shutting the server down trying to fix stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked the video, please do so by giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Until next time, you guys all take care. Bye.